All right, let's talk about finding the right AI model. You know the feeling, right? You're staring at a massive catalog, and you just feel lost. Well, you're in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to jump into the Microsoft Foundry Model Catalog and figure out how to make it work for you. And when I say massive, I'm not kidding. First, just get a look at this number. The Foundry catalog has over 1,900 models. That's a lot. It's an incredible amount of choice, for sure. But it's also a pretty huge challenge. I mean, where do you even start? And yeah, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It's not about just finding any model. It's about finding the right one. You know, the one that fits what you need to do, what you can spend, and what your big goals are. So let's solve that puzzle right now. So, to navigate this ocean of models, Microsoft Foundry gives you a really powerful set of tools. It really boils down to two main things. Think of them as your compass and your map. Keyword search and filtering. Let's dig into how they work. Okay, so this lays it out pretty clearly. It's all about your approach. Keyword search is your express lane. It's for when you know exactly what you're looking for. Filtering, though, that's your discovery mode. It's how you explore all the possibilities when you're not 100% sure where you want to end up.
Let's start with the easy one, keyword search. It's exactly what it sounds like. If you read about a cool new model, let's call it My Model, you just type that name in the search bar and bam, you're right at its model card. It's fast, it's efficient, it gets you right where you need to go.
But what happens when you type in that name and get nothing? Crickets. It happens all the time, right? Especially with newer models. Does that mean you've hit a dead end?
Nope, not at all. The Foundry team totally thought of this. If your model isn't in there, you'll see a pretty obvious Request a Model button. You just click that, fill out a quick form, and that gets the ball rolling to add it to the catalog. It's as simple as that.
Okay, keyword search is great, but the real power, the secret sauce, is in mastering the filters. This is how you take that absolutely massive number, over 1,900, and slice and dice it down to a small, manageable list of the best possible models for your job.
So these are your main levers of control. You can filter by collection, capabilities, deployment options, industry, and task. And of course, licenses. Let's break down what each of these actually means for you.
First up is collection. This one's all about where the model comes from, its origin. So if your company is all in on Azure OpenAI, or maybe you're looking for the latest open source stuff from places like Meta or Mistral, this filter lets you instantly cut through the noise and just see models from the sources you care about. Next, we have capabilities. And this is where things get really fun. Are you building something that needs to talk to other software? Well, filter for tool calling. Need a model that can chew on really complex, multi-step problems? Then you want to filter for advanced reasoning. This lets you shop for the exact skills you need, not just a brand name. Now for a super practical one, deployment options. How you're actually going to run the model has a huge effect on your costs and your whole setup. It's so important to figure out what's going to work for your architecture before you fall in love with a particular model.
And this breaks down the two main choices you have. On one hand, you've got the Serverless API. Think of this as your pay-as-you-go, super flexible option. It's perfect if your workload goes up and down or for just trying things out. On the other hand, you have managed compute. This is for when you need your own dedicated, always-on powerhouse, hosted right on a VM.
And finally, you can dial it in even more. Let's say you're building a chatbot for a bank. You could filter by the finance industry to find models that are already trained on that kind of data. Then you could filter by task to find one that's great at summarization. And all along, you're making sure the license actually lets you use it for your business. So you're getting pretty good at searching and filtering in the catalog. But what's really cool is that this keyword search skill, it's not just for finding models. It's actually a fundamental idea you're going to use over and over again when you start building with these things. And you'll see this skill in action almost immediately. When you start building with the file search tool, guess what it's using? Keyword search to pull info from your documents. And later, when you're connecting your own data sources with Azure AI Search, you can set it up to use that same powerful keyword logic. It's a foundational skill that just keeps paying off. So let's step back for a second. We've gone from this kind of daunting catalog of nearly 2,000 models to a clear, step-by-step process for finding the exact ones that fit our needs. We've basically turned a search problem into a choice problem, which is a much better problem to have. And that right there is the key takeaway. When you really get a handle on these two simple tools, keyword search for the direct hits and filters for discovery, you completely change the game.
The Foundry catalog stops being this intimidating library and becomes your own personal, powerful, and perfectly organized toolkit.
So now you've got the power to find the right models. But finding them, that's just step one. The next step is picking the absolute best one from your shortlist. So the real question is, are you ready to see how these models actually stack up against each other on the model leaderboards? Because that's where the real competition begins.